Welcome to Back Bike Beat. Today we're diving deep into the 2025 Kawasaki Vulcan S, a machine that has built a reputation over the years for refusing to fit neatly into one category. The Vulcan name has been around for decades, but the Vulcan S has always been the oddball of the family, and in the best way possible. It doesn't follow the big V-twin cruiser recipe. It doesn't drown itself in chrome or nostalgia. Instead, it takes the familiar Kawasaki 650 parallel twin, drops it into a low-slung frame, and delivers a motorcycle that appeals to riders who want cruiser comfort without cruiser limitations. One of the first things riders notice when they see the Vulcan S in person is its design. It's long, low, and undeniably a cruiser in silhouette, but it avoids being retro. Where most cruisers try to look like bikes from the 1960s or 70s, the Vulcan S feels like it belongs in today's cities. The cast 5-spoke wheels, angular radiator shrouds, and minimalist tail section give it a sharp, modern vibe. Even the headlight avoids old-school roundness in favor of a unique design that matches the bike's overall flow. Kawasaki made a point of not copying Harley, not copying Honda's shadows, and not chasing Indian's throwback look. Instead, the Vulcan S is a standalone identity, and that's why it appeals so strongly to riders who want a cruiser that doesn't feel stuck in the past. Ergonomics are where this bike truly sets itself apart. Kawasaki's ERGO-FIT system is nothing short of genius. It allows you to choose between different seat sizes, foot peg placements, and handlebar reaches, letting you dial in your riding position. There are 18 possible combinations, which means whether you're 5 feet 3 inches or 6 feet 3 inches, you can make this bike fit. This matters because so many cruisers are designed with a certain body type in mind, usually taller riders with long legs, leaving shorter riders to struggle with awkward reach or tiptoe stops. Powering the Vulcan S is Kawasaki's tried-and-true 649 cubic centimeters liquid-cooled parallel twin. This engine is the same basic unit you'll find in the Ninja 650, the Z650, and the Versa 650, but it's retuned here to suit cruiser duty. Instead of chasing top-end horsepower, the Vulcan's tune emphasizes usable torque in the low and mid-range. You're looking at about 61 horsepower and 46 pound-feet of torque. That's plenty for spirited acceleration, freeway cruising, and quick overtakes, without ever feeling intimidating. The beauty of this motor is its versatility. It's smooth enough for relaxed cruising, but if you want to wring it out, it has no problem climbing the revs and delivering a sporty ride. Unlike many cruisers that run out of steam quickly, the Vulcan S actually encourages you to enjoy the upper half of the tachometer. Riding dynamics are another surprise. Most cruisers prioritize straight-line stability and comfort over agility, but Kawasaki clearly wanted the Vulcan S to carve corners. The chassis feels planted yet nimble, thanks in part to its relatively light curb weight of around 498 pounds. The 62-inch wheelbase keeps it stable, but not so stretched out that it loses maneuverability. The 41mm telescopic fork up front and the laydown shock in the rear provide a nice balance. Around town, the suspension smooths out potholes and road imperfections without feeling too soft. Out on twistier roads, the bike holds its line with confidence. Many riders are caught off guard by how much fun it is to lean this bike over. It's not a sport bike, but compared to most cruisers, the Vulcan S feels alive and engaging in corners. Brakes are straightforward but effective. Up front you've got a single 300mm disc with a twin-piston caliper, and out back a 250mm disc with a single-piston caliper. ABS is available and, in my opinion, worth the small price bump for peace of mind, especially if you ride in varied weather. The transmission is a 6-speed box, and it shifts with typical Kawasaki precision. The gearing matches the engine's power delivery well, letting you cruise comfortably at highway speeds without the motor feeling strained. Kawasaki's positive neutral finder is included, which makes slipping into neutral at a stop simple and frustration-free. The final drive is a chain, which means regular maintenance, but it also keeps the bike lively and cost-effective. Let's talk about rider experience. For commuting, this bike is a gem. The narrow frame and responsive engine make it perfect for weaving through traffic. It doesn't overheat in stop-and-go conditions, and it's slim enough to park easily in tight spaces. On longer rides, the bike holds freeway speeds comfortably. The parallel twin hums along without excessive vibration, and the ergonomics can be adjusted to suit longer journeys. The only drawback is the stock seat, which some riders find gets uncomfortable after a couple of hours. That's easily fixable with aftermarket options, and many owners swap it out if they plan to do lots of touring. Passenger accommodations are also limited. You can take someone along, but the rear seat is small and not particularly plush. Again, aftermarket seats and backrests are available to improve comfort. Customization is another big plus with the Vulcan S. Kawasaki offers official accessories like windscreens, saddlebags, backrests, and different seats, allowing you to tailor the bike to your needs. If you want to turn it into a light tourer, you can add luggage and a screen. If you prefer the stripped-down urban look, you can keep it bare. The aftermarket also supports the bike with plenty of options, from exhaust systems that give it a deeper growl to cosmetic upgrades like LED lighting and custom mirrors. Owners often enjoy personalizing their Vulcan S, and the bike's clean, modern design makes it a great canvas. Price is one of the Vulcan S's strongest selling points. The base model comes in at around $7,399, while the ABS version is about $7,899 plus destination charges. For what you're getting: a versatile engine, adjustable ergonomics, sporty handling, and Kawasaki reliability, that's excellent value. It's priced competitively with bikes like the Honda Rebel 500, but it offers more power and performance. It also undercuts larger cruisers, making it an appealing step-up bike for those moving on from smaller displacements. When you stack it against rivals, the Vulcan S has clear advantages. Compared to the Honda Rebel 500, it offers more engine, more highway ability, and similar rider-friendly ergonomics. Compared to something like the Harley-Davidson Nightster, it's much more affordable, lighter, and easier to ride, though it doesn't carry the Harley badge or V-twin rumble. Against the Yamaha Bolt, it feels more modern, both in styling and handling. In short, it fills a very unique niche: modern, approachable, sporty, and adaptable. From an ownership perspective, the Vulcan S is easy to live with. The 650 parallel twin is known for its reliability and low maintenance costs. Oil changes, chain adjustments, and regular inspections are straightforward. The bike isn't overly complex, so home mechanics can handle most basic upkeep. Insurance is typically affordable since it's not a high horsepower machine. Fuel economy is respectable, making it inexpensive to run as a daily commuter. Rider feedback over the years has been consistently positive. People praise its peppy engine, surprising handling, and welcoming ergonomics. The common criticisms, the seat comfort and limited passenger accommodations, are things most owners either adapt to or fix with accessories. Many riders also note that the bike's styling grows on them the more they ride it. At first, some expect a traditional cruiser look, but once they embrace its modern aesthetic, they appreciate that it doesn't look like everything else on the road. What makes the 2025 Kawasaki Vulcan S truly special is its identity. It's a cruiser for people who don't necessarily think of themselves as cruiser riders. It's a bike that blends the best of multiple worlds: cruiser comfort, sport bike agility, commuter practicality, and everyday affordability. It doesn't lock you into one riding style or one image. Instead, it adapts to you, which is something very few motorcycles can claim. That's all for today's deep dive, Bike Beat crew. I hope this gave you a solid picture of what the Vulcan S offers and why it's one of the most unique cruisers on the market in 2025. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Would you choose the Vulcan S over a Rebel, a Bolt, or a Sportster? And what would you customize first? As always, ride safe, keep it rubber side down, and I'll see you in the next video.